Hi guys, and welcome back to Car Focused. You join me today inside the 2022 Volkswagen Polo GTI. I'm interested in driving this and giving a little comparison to my Seat Leon Cupra as well. Same engine car, obviously Cupra's got a bit more power, but I did do a recent video on the Cupra talking about that it's the most fun kind of MQB platform VAG hot hatch out there. And somebody was mentioning the Polo GTI because I didn't really cover the Polo GTI. And in fact, I've never actually driven a Polo GTI. So it's going to be a quick video, just a little whistle stop tour of the car, a quick drive. I don't have very long with the car, so I'm not going to be able to go into too much detail. But yeah, it's just going to be my overall first impressions as to what it's all about. But yeah, nice looking little car. It's obviously the facelifted version. It's the most recent variant of the Polo GTI. We've got a revised front end, a revised back end, brings it in line with the new Golf as well. Quite a nice looking interior in here as well. Yeah, so I'm quite excited and intrigued to get it out on the road to see what it's all about. So without further ado, let's pop her into drive and put my seatbelt on. Go for a spin. I'll catch you in a minute. Right, so we're inside the little Polo now. It's already quite a familiar place. It's similar to the Cupra in quite a few ways. For a start, the keys are identical. I was expecting a bit of a nicer key for a brand new car, but we've got the same keys. But it just has that VAG brand feel to it. But this car does feel a little bit tighter than the Cupra. I'm talking about the Cupra because I've literally just driven to this venue in the Cupra and jumped into this. Now, obviously shares the same engine. This is a detuned version quite significantly. 2 litre 4-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine, the EA888 variant. This has got 207 PS, I think around 320 Newton meters of torque. 0 to 60 in around 6.4 seconds. So it is slower than the Cupra and obviously slower than the bigger brother, the Golf, but it's a smaller car. And these cars aren't about outright power, they're about a bit of fun, you know, just enough speed to kind of keep you entertained. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be plenty quick enough. But yeah, inside the car, it's a nice feel. I really like the steering wheel. It feels nice and chunky. It's got sort of perforated leather on the grip section here. We do have the haptic touch buttons on the steering wheel, much like the Golf GTI. Don't love those because they are a bit fiddly, but overall the steering wheel is pretty nice. We've got virtual cockpit, the same as most modern Volkswagen cars now. We've got some red accents inside just to kind of jazz it up a little bit in here with a glossy finish, and it's all quite minimal. Yes, it's quite a nice looking cabin. Drive mode selection button down here. It's nice to have a physical button for that. And we've got a nice storage bit here for your phone where you can obviously hook up to charging cable and things like that. So yeah, it's first impressions, what this video is. It's a nice place to be in the cabin. I think we've got Beats audio sound system as well. And then this car's obviously a 5-door, so straight into the back via the doors at the rear, and then seems to be quite enough room in the back there in the back seats for your passengers. We've got the tartan finish on the seats here just to kind of give it that GTI feel. Obviously there's a lot of heritage in the GTI brand, so little things like that will stand it apart from the run-of-the-mill Polo. Now this car will sit in between the Up GTI and the Golf. It's quite good actually that Volkswagen are doing 3 levels of GTI. It's nice they're giving you the option to have the smaller Up and then this one, and then obviously the more mature Golf. The overall impressions jumping inside are very nice. Now the way it drives, it does feel quite firm and tight. You can tell that you're in something that's a bit sporty. Yeah, it feels well screwed together. It feels like it's going to handle well once you do attack a nice little road. And we're going to put it in sport mode in a minute and we're going to see exactly what it's like. Right, so we'll put it in sport mode. And we're going to go around this roundabout. I'm going to put it into... Actually, I'm going to use the paddles and we're going to use manual mode just to see what the punch is like in it off a roundabout. We've got a bit of pumped in sound there. No DSG crackles, no DSG farts on the upshift, but nice strong power band. Doesn't blow me away. Obviously the Cooper is quite a bit faster. It's almost 100 horsepower up, but it did feel pretty punchy. This has got DCC as well, so the suspension will firm up a little bit and it will react that bit better to bumps and stuff in the road. Low down torque feels quite good. Very smooth power delivery. Now in second gear there it was kind of threatening to break traction, but we were maintaining it, and the gear changes are just very, very smooth. There's not much drama about it. It's doing it all very easily. Whereas in the Cupra it feels a bit more kind of dramatic, especially when you change gear, you get the big crackles and stuff, whereas this just does it very quietly. It does feel quite mature actually. So we're going to nationals here. We're going to drop it down into second again. We'll accelerate now. So yeah, around 5,000 revs feels the strongest, where it really picks up. It is a very quick car. It's just kind of, it's quite deceptive. It feels like it's doing it very sensibly and easily, yet you are going faster than you feel. So I've gone into individual mode and I've put everything to sport apart from the engine sound and the suspension. I don't think we need bumpy suspension. And that feels like a nice setup in this car. So the brakes are nice and solid. Very good feel response, they're not too over assisted, quite neutral. It's quite a capable car. So like many modern hot hatches as well, we do have an electronic limited slip differential as well, which will assist you round corners with power delivery, and you can feel it in operation. You can feel the power shift between the wheels when accelerating around a corner, just to help you with traction, particularly out of the bend when accelerating away from the corner. The Polo GTI isn't about pure thrills, it's about a combination of things. It's about making you feel good, it's about giving you the premium feel, and it's about making the car easier to live with day to day. So if that's something you're after in a car, then this really ticks all the boxes. It's something you can happily plod along with in everyday life, and then much like the Golf GTI, if you do then want to kind of pop it into individual mode or sport mode and have a little bit of fun, this car will deliver sufficient smiles as well. And it's got a tried and tested engine. These engines are pretty bulletproof, very tunable as well, so it's not going to take much to get this car up into big horsepower figures, and you know, to give you some serious speed there. But it's a nice looking car as well. It's well kitted out. You've got all of the gizmos that you need. Yeah, so for me, it's definitely a consideration. If you don't want to kind of step up to a car as big as the Golf, you want hot hatch thrills, but you don't want to be kind of as boy racery, should I say, as an i20N or Fiesta ST, then the Polo GTI sits in that gap there, and that's when you should really consider it. But it definitely gets down a road quite quickly. Now what I really like about the car is the suspension feel. These DCC setups in these VAG cars are really good quality. They feel like almost like a kind of a setup you'd get in a fast Audi or even like a Porsche. It's just a very nice supple feel. It's not bouncing you about all over the place. It's not crashy. You can just tell it's a nice quality setup as soon as you jump in the car. Takes the bumps very nicely into corners. There's not too much body roll. Yeah, very impressive. So yeah guys, a whistle stop tour / quick drive of the Polo GTI, because I didn't have much time. I don't know these roads, so it's very difficult to get a proper review in. But my overall thoughts of the car, to be brutally honest, it wasn't blowing me away, but I think it is one of those cars that you have to, much like the Golf GTI, you have to spend time with to appreciate it, and it's a car that will no doubt grow on you, purely because of the fact that I think it'll be so easy to live with day to day, comfortable, well kitted out, and a nice premium feel to it as well. I mean, yeah, we've got a few hard plastics and stuff in here, but it's the overall drive of the car is impressive, and I can just tell it will be a nice car to live with on a long-term basis. So yeah, my overall impressions of the car are pretty good. If you want something more fun and kind of a lot more engaging, then yeah, go for something like the Fiesta ST i20N. If you want something a bit more grown up but not quite as mature as a Golf GTI with the same sort of premium feel, then this is the car to go for. I'd probably give it a score of around, I don't know, 7 out of 10, 7, 8 out of 10 maybe. I think it ticks the boxes that it's meant to, and it appeals to the audience that it's meant to as well. So yeah guys, that's it from me and the 2022 Polo GTI. Until the next one, as always, take care and I shall see you soon.